Facebook. And then we should be live on Facebook. Okay, we're being live streamed. Okay, cool. Well, welcome everybody. Of course, I'm Doc G, Hamilton Radio, and John Thielon is my co-host and friend, and we do a lot together as far as shows and stuff like that. I want to welcome you all to the channel, to the show tonight. But before we do this, I just want to do a prayer, if we can. And Prince, you can even add to this if you want. This is for all the people out there that are in the path of the storm. I mean, the cleanup is going to be tremendous, but we pray to our Heavenly Father that anybody in the path of the storm, including Randy, just be able to cope with their cleanup and deal with all the problems going ahead. In fact, in this show, I will also talk about maybe doing some donations for them and helping them out and not waiting for FEMA, not waiting for the government, not waiting for this, not waiting for that, but immediate help because they need help right away, not 2 months, 3 months from now, or a loan that's a 1% loan or something like that. They need help. And we're all here. God has been good to us, really good to us. So if we can all just think about that for a little bit and pray on that. Prince, you want to add anything to that? Because I know you're a minister.
Just amen, and so it is.
Thank you.
You did beautiful.
Thank you. And that's just off the cuff. But anyway, everybody, I want to welcome, actually, Janine is here and our friend Nori is here. Hi, guys. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Got one more person here coming in. And I'm going to introduce our man today, Cory Chamberlain. Cory, I met a little bit a while ago. And I told him about the Zoom meeting. He was excited. Cory, you're there, right? I see you there.
Yeah, I am. I'm traveling. I'll be with my real face and momentarily, so you'll have to just put up with my
that's all right.
Screenshot.
Just let me know when you're ready and you can talk, because this man writes for many, many magazines, digital places as well. And he can really help and change our careers. So I really want him to speak. Yeah, then Cory, go ahead and take it.
Yeah, Cory Chamberlain. Appreciate everyone's time. I'm the owner of a couple different digital agencies, one of which is called A Specific. The second is Virtual Outsourced Technologies. So we hail from Irvine, California, but I'm originally from Pittsburgh. So we do have offices there as well. And as Gino said, we're a digital media house, so we focus on everything digital. We have clients from SMB to hip hop artists to scientists to Fortune 500 companies, all of which are looking for two key things: digital authority and exposure. And typically there's many different ways to travel the path of digital authority. We focus on options around digital press releases, to mid to top tier contributor articles, TV, podcast. We do social media management, and much, much, much more. So that's kind of at a very high level, what we do. It is true, we have contributors that write for a variety of different publications. We have our own journalists. So when it comes to elevating digital exposure or authority, that's what we're in business to do.
So you really can help everybody here get exposed for their career, correct?
Everyone, there are publications for every different vertical. We can focus on any particular demographic, make specific introductions to key contributors. So absolutely.
And Cory, can you give us like a sample of what you've done for other people so we know?
As of recently, we worked with a biotech company out of Los Angeles that was doing a product, an all natural pesticide. So for this particular company, just off the top of my head, I'm thinking about them because I just spoke with the guy. They were a startup back in January, and they were literally using digital PR as means of seeking investor dollars. So we were able to elevate their investments upwards of $175 million through the end of this month. So there is a lot of truth to getting in the right publications, which in their case was attracting specific dollars for their investors. And that was just one use case for crowdfunding. But in other cases, the authority is real. It's the new currency. It's not Bitcoin. It's not greenbacks. It's digital authority. As you see what we're doing right now, everyone's remote. And the digital transformation of business post-COVID, I feel like it's going to continue this way. So you see a lot of the, companies are shutting their, brick and mortar stores and moving into more of a digital front. And you have to be on high authority domains that have a lot of backlinks. So you search and customers can come to you. And obviously, to get into a high publication like a Forbes or Entrepreneur, there's some credibility to that because it's very difficult to do. Not everyone can do it. And you can't do it like a snap of the finger. If anyone tells you they can, then run for the hills because it's just not true. So absolutely.
Does anybody have any questions for Cory? Any questions at all, guys?
Hey, Cory.
Does everybody understand what he's doing?
Hey, Cory, this is Wade.
Hi, Wade.
So I own a media company that doesn't do what you do. We're the anti-Facebook. So we need to chat because you can probably put some stuff up in our systems as well.
I believe I could. Absolutely.
So yeah, anybody who hates Facebook is more than welcome in my platform.
I think right now Facebook is like on our top list of everything we hate because it's just no matter what you post, it's just no good.
Yeah, we believe in freedom of speech. So unless it's something that's federally illegal, we're pretty much okay with whatever. So whatever clients you have, we're pretty much okay with.
That's great. Because there's a lot of censorship right now, especially around certain companies. I know that,
we don't censor anybody.
That's great.
Make sure you put all your information in here too. I know Pamela said she wanted to leave early. Didn't you say, Pam? So you want to talk a little bit about yourself first, and then you can ask a question to Cory if you want to.
Yeah, I'm a casting director and producer, and I do cast a high concentrated in the tri-state Pennsylvania, Connecticut area, but I do cast across the country as well. So how is what you do could be beneficial for somebody like me?
Potentially just elevating your authority. I mean, I do happen to work with a lot of different artists, actors, music artists that obviously could be beneficial, those relationships to you directly, but also elevating, the relationship to you directly as well. Off the top of my head, that could be a possibility.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you wanted to promote a music artist, say like if they're not touring for whatever reason because of COVID, you can promote their pages, their website, their music links and stuff like that in an article, correct?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, right now I work with a lot of artists that need to be verified. I mean, there's some key ways to, if you ever go on platforms that we're talking about, censor, but they also provide a lot of authority like Instagram, the stepchild of Facebook, but everyone's looking for that verification badge. So we do work with a lot of artists to provide the public figure, quote unquote, image that they're looking for in order to get verified, which allows, a lot of possibilities around Facebook and Instagram. So we do that as well.
A lot of change right there because of COVID. I want to welcome Frank Glass, who's Frank Todd. Hey, Frank, how are you? Gotta unmute yourself, Frank.
Frank, you're
Don't-
muted. We can't hear you.
Don't mute it, Frank. You're probably on his phone. Hey, Renee, how are you?
I
Always
am
nice to see you.
great. Yes, it's a pleasure to be here and see even more people than I've seen before. So this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's starting to grow. We got a lot of great
Here we go.
people here. We're all great, but great in certain ways. Frank, how are you, Frank?
Okay.
Tell everybody
This is
who
the
you are.
first
What you
time
do.
I've done this on the phone, so I was trying to find all the controls on the phone here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Frank Todd.
Hello, how are you? Good to see you.
He's a DJ with a tremendous voice vocabulary. Frank, you do voiceovers, correct?
Yeah, I have, and I was a professional broadcaster, went into something else, and then we discovered internet radio. So I've been doing internet radio now for 15 years probably.
At least I think I've known you for that long, probably. Incredible, incredible.
Gene, that's really funny. He does voiceovers because I didn't do an audio of my book yet. And it's funny when I've been talking about with people, they're like, who's going to do your voiceover? I'm like, have you read the title of the book called Finding Your Voice? Who's going to do me? I'm going to be the voiceover for my book. It's so funny. They asked me that question. I'm like, I don't think they read the title. Should I
Well,
introduce myself to people?
Yeah, it's incredible what, when we all come together and what we can support each other for whatever way, that's what this is also designed to do. Another person's coming in, but yeah, Cory, you can definitely help Renee with her book as well, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can promote press release, advertising, anything, to help you out. So many different ways to skin the cat there.
May I introduce myself, Gene?
Go ahead, Renee. And I got Kat Oshman. Hi, Kat, and Pat. Actually, Renee, hold on. Pat, how you doing? You're going through that thing right now with the hurricane that hit you, correct? In New Hope?
I'm in Lambertville. New Hope's right across the river.
Lambertville got hit hard.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily, I was uphill enough where it just flooded our basement a few feet. And, but down below me, like downhill, they really got walloped. So yeah, it's crazy.
My heart goes out to you and all the people in that area that have been devastated by that. So yeah, go ahead, Renee. Go ahead, finish, my dear.
Well, I'm going to start with a question. So there's a lot of people that don't know me on here. So imagine not knowing if you would ever speak again. Imagine not knowing how you would communicate. Imagine not knowing that the last words you spoke may have been the last words you would ever speak. And now imagine the impact you get to make on the lives of others when you do. As Gene said, my name is Renee Reich. I reside in Southern California. I'm originally from back east. I'm a transformational and women's empowerment coach, a 4 times #1 best-selling author and speaker. And it was in losing my own voice that I found my voice. And I'm here to help others find theirs. My main niche is women. And I realized 5 years after being released from corporate America that the loss of my voice was due to my own limiting beliefs, the fear of judgment, never feeling I was enough, and people pleasing. I was taking care of everybody else but the girl looking back at me in the mirror. So finding your voice, unlock your chains, and unleash your greatness. This is Newport Beach, California. No, it's not a Photoshop. I was actually there with my cell phone, asking a stranger to take my picture. And it was the shackles I was bound up in. The chains were my own chains, my own shackles. And it's also my greatness that's being released to help others in finding their voice. So that's what I do, and that's who I am. I have a program that I started again on Monday. Somebody's got a lot of noise in the background there, I hear. I don't know.
Go ahead.
I have a program that I started up again this past Monday, and because of all the interest in, I still have open enrollment. So if there's anybody who knows somebody who's interested, it's a 6-week program. It's voice. Everything is around the voice with me. It's V is vulnerability, O is owning your voice, I is igniting that flame and inspiration, C is courage, and E is empowerment. And week 6, we kind of just tie it all together. And I have a gal in there who is, she is a works in the church. She's a preacher, and she is, you know, she was listening to my course. She was in there with me. It's live on Zoom because, quite frankly, if we're gonna DIY this thing called life, I think we've all would have done it a long time ago. So I'm live with you every Monday, 3:30 Pacific till 5. It's 90 minutes, and we unlock those limiting beliefs. And we take each week is a different letter, and it's an overview of that. And so many people are hurting right now, especially with COVID and being quarantined, and keeping their voice within. And I'm just open and receptive to serving. And it's regularly $9.97 for the course. It's actually right now it's $2.97. People have looked at me and thought I was on drugs to charge such a small amount, but I really want to give back and serve. And I know people are hurting, and I don't want them to. So if you know anybody, or if you yourself are interested, please reach out to me. I'll put my information in the chat. I'm happy and honored to share our voices together. So
Renee, I am so inspired. I
Yes,
am
she
so
is.
inspired. I'm all my eyes are opening up, and I'm also a motivational speaker like you. I have cerebral palsy, which is a disability, and many people think that I've been robbed of a chance to lead a normal life, but I would argue the exact opposite. This cerebral palsy is a gift, not a disability, because if we take the DIS out of that word, what are we left with? Abilities. Everyone has them, but not everybody focuses on them. And when I heard your story, it hit home for me, because my parents were the ones that really believed in me, and they pointed towards a bright future rather than the doctors who pointed towards a darker future. And they were so optimistic and positive around me, and they provided encouragement. And when I started learning to walk, I was in a wheelchair for about 4 years, and I started learning to walk. I wanted people to smile, because that smile is contagious. I was smiling. And then I realized when you smile, the world smiles back at you. It's contagious. It's a positive attitude. So when I got my driver's license, the first thing I wanted to do is make other drivers smile. I didn't want to be the only smile in a sea of frowns. How could I make other drivers smile? Plan A. I tried to drive like a grandmother. Now you may think it's funny, but think about this. If you go on the highway 5 miles an hour slower than the other cars around you, there's never any traffic in front of you, right? All the traffic ends up behind you. Who cares? You don't need to accelerate. You don't need to brake. You don't need to change lanes. So after that didn't get smiling, that didn't get drivers smiling, I was smiling at them. They passed me, but I didn't see their smile returns. But I never gave up.
Did he freeze?
I never gave up. I took my Honda, I took all the emblems off the car, and they put BMW emblems on. So I have the most reliable BMW in the country. And half the drivers would smile. The other half would say, "What kind of car is this? I never seen that BMW. When did you get this version?"
Paul,
You're
Paul,
delightful.
I'm going to interject really quick.
I would explain to them that you haven't seen my BMW, because your BMW over there, that's the American version. I have the European version. This is the reason why you haven't seen the United States, and they burst out laughing.
It's
Now,
here.
when plan A doesn't work, you go to plan B. And when I started speaking in front of students, schools, like middle schools and high schools, I wanted a story of perseverance, never giving up. Because the moment you give up, it's the moment your dreams just evaporate and they can't come true. So I put my BMW in that story. And the students love the idea of the BMW. In fact, I brought the bright yellow towel here. And if you open it up, you realize it's a yellow towel. I will use this to clean my car, all right? And if you examine this towel under a magnifying glass, what do you see? You see a community of threads. The threads intersect, they cross, they bind. They provide this towel with strength, color, and quality, right?
Correct. Yeah.
What if this towel was multicolored? You have bright red, yellow, green threads, they intersect, but you also have more neutral threads, brown, tan, white threads, and you know, you're looking at the towel again. Now, if every thread in this towel represents a person, we come across thousands, maybe millions of different people in our journey through life, all of us. What happens at that intersection? Well, maybe if you act out in rage, or you're hostile, or you're abused, or teased, or bullied, what happens at that intersection? The threads, both your thread and the other person, become discolored, distorted. Maybe they're frayed, and pretty soon a hole develops in that fabric of life. But crossing paths with somebody who inspires, who motivates you, who makes you smile and feel good about yourself, your thread gets larger, it thickens, and it also changes color, and it becomes more vibrant and bolder. And when you're studying, when you're hard at work on your 9-to-5 job, at other times between threads, you're all alone. Your thread gets tighter and smaller. So if you stand back and realize just how priceless this community fabric is, a living, breathing fabric of life. And it's exactly what we do together, and it uplifts us. And that's what I do. I'm a motivational speaker. I speak to all different types of audiences. And this past year has been tough. For example, I was giving a speech at a middle school. All right. I was preparing. How can you prepare for something like this? Well, I have a video, a skydiving video, scuba diving, you know, different video clips, a documentary of milestones in my life. And I shared the video with audiences. How am I going to share this? Well, I could share my screen, right? But guess what? 10 minutes into my program, the power goes off in my house. I lose the connection. All right. Fortunately, my mom, when she was alive, she passed away 3 years ago. But when she was alive, she was overcoming multiple sclerosis. And we had medical equipment in the house that needed electricity. So my dad got a generator for the house. The generator kicked in 15 seconds later. All right, I lost connection. When I signed in, guess what I saw the students doing? They were watching the video because I sent the teacher the link earlier as a plan B, just in case something like this happens.
Hey,
So
Paul,
we have-
hey, Paul, we're gonna have to keep it rolling here.
Yeah, because
Good stuff
we
to
got
be
a lot of
sure.
people here to get
Good
to. You
stuff to
just,
be sure, and we appreciate it. You know, we can
I
always.
want to be inspired by everybody else.
Well,
oh, you
and there
will
you
be.
have it.
I
So
guarantee you will be.
Let's
You will be.
let's have them have at it, Paul. Thank you so much. Who's
I
up
want to
next,
bring.
Gino?
I want to bring my friend Nori Love. She's a spiritual person. I love Nori. She's an awesome person. I've known her for a while. Nori, can you interject anything and tell people what you're doing?
Absolutely. It's nice to be here with all these amazing people. And my name is Nori Love. I am a Reiki master. I'm a healing artist. So under my umbrella of healing arts, I'm a Reiki master. I do hypnotherapy, and I'm a registered nurse. I'm not practicing nursing anymore, but you know, once you're a nurse, it never goes out of your DNA. So that's always in there with me. I'm also the co-host on Broadcast Team Alpha, where we have a Tuesday night show. I invite you to come see us. I currently have the Center for Radiant Wellbeing. It's an online center for everything well-being. So I would love for you to come and check that out. And I will be brief. So thank you so much, everybody. It's nice to meet you all. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Nori. Thanks for
Thanks,
coming.
Yeah, my
We
pleasure.
love you. We love you. I'm sure
Aw.
people will reach out to you. Randy, do you want to go? Because you said you had to leave early.
Yeah, it's been a week too for like a lot of you. Oh, let me put that up. I'm an indie artist, but I have my hands in a lot of different areas. And like Corey was saying, I've done a lot trying to expand my digital footprint as an artist, you know, because everyone turned online or wasn't gigging. So I've done a lot of marketing. I know you guys hate Facebook, but you know, as an artist, you ignore it at your own peril because everyone's there. And a big coup, I'll share this with you. I've been fighting Facebook on a different front, but I finally got the rights to my own page again. So it's opened up a few things for me as far as leads and advertising. But Corey, I've had a few reviews about some of my albums, and I've gotten some digital print. Always ideas for expanding that. I've been working with Gene on a show called It's All in Your Head. I do anxiety, but I do the neurobiology of anxiety. What's happening in your head, your body's response, you know, the cortex versus the amygdala and things like that, helping people visualize what's actually going on. So I do coaching sessions for that. I have the radio show that does that different aspects of the biology of behavior. So the last Wednesday of the month at 8 o'clock, the next session is going to be, it's kind of why we're stuck in being teenagers, why we listen to the same music that we did when we were teenagers, why we like what we like, and it's, again, brain development and things like that. So I have my fingers in a lot of, you know, different areas, you know, trying to keep relevant and, you know, keep my digital footprint going. So I got back into the studio, so I have some new material coming. My last record hit 107 on the Americana charts. I just got a notification from one of my promoters, and I think I slipped, which I'm so sad about. But oh yeah, it's down to 143. Yeah. But you know, 107, I was psyched about that. So you know, just shuffling. So listening to what you guys are doing, you know, if we can combine projects or, you know, combine forces, you know, always looking to do that.
Very, very cool. Very good. Now I want to go to David Merlin because he's new too. David, tell people who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm David Merlin. I'm based out of Alabama. I am an illusionist, illusion builder, special effects. If you watched the Penn and Teller show, you might have caught me this past season. I was on there in March. I did AGT in the past, David Letterman, a lot of different shows. Lived out in San Diego for a while, lived in Las Vegas for a while, did the cruise ship industry. Back in 2000, I actually helped them pitch the Wizarding World of Harry Potter to Universal. So that was before that was when getting the idea, they wanted to have a theme park. So they got me to come in and help them, the producers, pitch it to Spielberg and all these other people, because Spielberg owned the rights at the time. And anyway, I moved back to Alabama about a decade ago, and just kind of have been looking after my mom a lot here the last few years. She's about to turn 88, and I just turned 56 today. So
Happy birthday.
Happy
Birthday.
birthday.
I didn't know it was your birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy
David.
birthday.
oh, appreciate it. Thanks.
HBD.
And the project I'm working on now is with my friend Butch Patrick that played Eddie Munster. We're I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. It's
I know Butch.
okay.
Prince
We've come
knows
up
me.
with
Way
an idea called Munster and Merlin, because Butch does a lot of the Comic Cons and things like that. And we thought it would be cool if we could go to theaters together, bring the Munster coach and have it set out front, kind of a red carpet kind of thing, and show the old movie Munster Go Home, and then Butch do a Q&A up close and personal with the audience, and then I come out and do my paranormal illusion show, which instead of an illusionist, I go by the paranormalist, and I'm combining like grand scale illusion with ghost, mind reading, predictions. So it's kind of mixed up with a lot of different things. And also, we're hoping to get back on the cruise ship some. Butch wants to travel and do some different things. And we're going to do like some outdoor stuff with taking the Munster coach and the Dragula places. And I've got a new sideshow attraction that's mobile called Grandpa's Creature. It's really, really cool. And so we're kind of able to do a lot of different things. Let's see what else. And Rob Zombie's remaking the Munster movie, so that's going to be good. So that'll kind of give it a little publicity whenever that film comes out. He's in pre-production right now. And
any idea on a rough timeline there, Dave?
Hi.
Just any idea on a rough timeline for that? Rough.
Well, I mean, this COVID has just really thrown a monkey wrench into everything.
It has.
It's hard to get people to commit to book you, and then all of a sudden they pay you a deposit and then they're shut down. So we found that very, very difficult. And like with the cruise ship market, it's really struggling. And all my friends in Vegas, they were out of work for a year or more, and I think they're finally starting to get back underway.
Yeah.
But we're looking for promoters and agents that are interested in something like what we do. And I think it's pretty unique. I've taken this paranormal route because it's so popular on television these days, and it's been getting a lot of good feedback. And it got me on the Penn and Teller show pretty quickly. And so
How were they, Penn and Teller? Are they really nice?
Yeah, I've met Penn and Teller before because I used to live out in Vegas, back in 2000 through 2003, I think it was. And I've met Copper Phil and those people, and I'm friends with Matt Franco that won America's Got Talent. And I was friends with Terry Fader that won America's Got Talent. And let's see who else. There's a lot of them. We kind of know each other. If we see each other, we don't know each other personally. But
Do you know Steve Conley? Do you know Steve Conley?
Steve Conley?
Spirit of the King. He appears at the Four Queens. Yeah, he's a dear friend. He's been in Vegas for, oh my gosh, probably 15 years with his Elvis show.
Okay, I don't know him. I know Mike Hamilton at the Four Queens, the comedy magician.
And Zoe Bowie. You know Zoe Bowie? I just appeared in Vegas 3 weeks ago. My show was in Vegas.
Okay, Zoe Bowie. No, I don't know him personally, but he's one of my friends on Facebook. So
he's great. He says I'm his twin.
I don't know.
He says we're twins. He's 6'3" and I'm 5'4".
I used to get mistaken as like a relative of Robin Williams when I would do the face.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that, David. I could see that. Yeah.
I could totally see that too. Yeah.
It usually
David,
happens in
let's,
a Walmart cashier line.
Whoosh, but heavy vibes.
So I went.
That is
I
so
went
cool.
from Jason. I went from people saying I look like Jason Patrick, the actor, back in the 80s and 90s, to Robin Williams. So
Hey, at least
David,
the two
let's chat
sad
about putting you
celebrities,
on
right?
our platform. Let's chat about putting together a show, David.
huh?
Let's chat about putting together a show. I run live streams all across the world, so having people show up is not an issue for me.
So I'm doing virtual stuff online.
Doing an actual live stream like this.
Well, only problem is with what I do, it's very difficult. With illusions, you could probably pull it off, but when you're doing mind reading and predictions,
No,
that
we're talking about the illusions and the magic and all that. Yeah.
and yeah, me and Butch have kind of talked a little bit about it and him interacting with the fans virtually, but there's nothing that's going to beat the live audience. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
it's like when we did the Penn and Teller thing, we had to do it virtual this time, and I didn't do it on the Vegas stage. And so I was responsible for getting all the camera equipment set up and getting the people doing it. So I not only had to be the performer, I had to be the director and technical director and everything. And it was pretty difficult.
So we've built our platform to be extremely easy for anybody. All you need is your phone. That's it. We'll take care of the rest on our end. But let's trade emails in the chat and we can talk about it later.
Okay.
Yeah, I want everybody to put their info in the chat so people can contact you and know where they're coming from. I want to go to Pat Foran because Pat was affected with the thing. But Pat, tell us a little about yourself. You're a musician. You've been a musician a long time, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I started after college. I was a performing like mainly band member in a few different bands, doing like mainly covers, but I wanted to write my own music, which I did. And it was a tough sell, to some of the musicians. I could never really find the right people to back me up and be able to do both covers and originals. I mean, now there were people around, but everybody, the best people were usually busy. So I tried to do it from the ground up, and I had some success, but I did that for about 10 years. I taught music, like private lessons, guitar. I play guitar and I sing, did some vocal lessons and theory lessons and things like that. After about 10 years, I didn't decide. I mean, it happened. I got married. It just, it's one of those things. I didn't plan it, but I gradually, like within a few years, I got out of music, performing music. I still wrote, and gradually lost touch with, my music contacts, and then tried to come back a few times after that. And then finally, once my kids were in college, I dove back in, and that was about 2013. Recorded an album and released an album, and I've been kind of pursuing that ever since. And I've had some success. I have a songwriter showcase in New Hope that I was doing every Wednesday, and I was bringing people in from all over the region. I performed regionally, New York, PA, NJ. Anyway, so I had, I worked in IT also, so I was kind of going full steam. And I got sick about 2.5 years ago. I came down with fibromyalgia, and stopped me dead in my tracks for about 2 years, the last 2 years. And I've been feeling much better. I've been trying to rehabilitate. And so I'm really just starting to dive back in. And I created a course with COVID. I created a course for advanced musicians. I don't really want to work with beginning level musicians. I did that before. I'm really interested in helping people fine tune what they do and help them see, take some bigger steps in their careers. And what else am I doing? I said, did I mention a podcast? I started a podcast for indie musicians. So I interview producers, well, just about anybody, producers, recording artists, recording engineers. I just released my 3rd episode last week. So 4th is coming. And so, yes, I'm going to be interviewing radio people. Right, Gene?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Interview me, baby.
Hopefully,
Interview me.
hopefully your show will be on Hamilton Radio too.
Okay. Yeah. So, so it's pretty cool. I mean, I didn't want to do it. Like people were telling me like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this. And I'm like, oh, I mean, it's a lot of work. So, and I'm currently getting ready to release some music. I was offered an small indie label contract in December, and I was going through a disability settlement, and my lawyer told me not to do anything at that point. And I waited a few months, and when I went back to these guys a few months later, they had merged with another company, a promotional and management company. So they're not doing the record label anymore. But I'm working with them still. They're called White Lion Audio, and I'm working with them. They're helping me with marketing and promotion, and they got me into a couple of showcases and things like that. So yeah, I think things are starting to pick up, as barring COVID,
Well, your music's still good, Pat. I still play your old stuff too. The stuff I
thank you.
got, I mean, that's all I got. I play. I mean, you send me new stuff, I'll play it too. It's okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
In fact, we just got an email from Jimmy Waldo from New England, not New England, the state, but New England, the band. He said that he wasn't able to make it tonight. He has a family dinner thing going. He hopes to catch us next time. So maybe in October, he'll be here. But that's okay. It's what happens. I want to go to Kat real quick because Kat's my designer. Hey, Kat, how are you? You're in Los Angeles, right?
Hi, everyone. Great to meet you all. Yes, I'm in Los Angeles, but I'm actually east of that, but LA for short. Kat Oshman, and I am VP and swimwear designer for Women's Swim, and I've been doing that for 25 years. So for nationally recognized brands, we just launched a brand for Helen Owen. She's a model influencer online, so that was great. And I'm all about women empowerment. I'm also a best-selling author on leadership that I co-authored on, and pushing to get more exposure, because what I really want to do is empower women to become bolder believers in who they are. And I feel like this group is all about creativity, and then Renee and Dr. Paul are motivational speakers, all about the transformational, letting go of self-limiting beliefs. So I love that work, and I'm an empath, so people just naturally want to tell me all about their lives. My superpower, so I'm going to use that. But great to meet everybody.
So I have a question for her. Wait, I have a question.
Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah. So how have you been doing this for 25 years? When did you start at 10?
I started at 5.
Okay. You look amazing. Okay.
Thank you. It's the Asian blood.
This is beautiful. I'm cracking up.
I've never put a needle to my face, so I'm very proud of that. So thank you. Yeah, 5 years old.
Okay, there you go, girl.
I the room with crayons. So
there you go.
Kat, I would love to connect with you. I've been honing in on you, and I didn't know how to reach out. I'm like, okay, how do I get to her? But yeah, definitely, we're on the same page. I would definitely like to connect with you. I have my info in the chat. I could put it in again, but definitely let's connect.
My info is on there as well, and for some reason I don't know how to save the chat. So if anybody knows how to do that,
I don't see the 3
I'll
dots.
send it to you once it drops in my folder. Then I get all the information and I'll send it to everybody that's here.
Perfect.
So you don't have to worry about that.
You can find me on Instagram too under Kat Oshman. Very easy. Yeah.
Dr. G, I might have to go next because I'm on recovery calls tonight.
Go ahead, Jerry.
I'm going to stay unless I get a recovery call. Okay.
Thanks for what you're doing too.
Oh, hello everyone. I'm Jerry Petito from the Jerry Petito Show. And this is really cool because I wrote my book this thin in 2016. I'm not an addict. I'm just an ass. I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass because 30 years ago, guys, I was a dumbass. I celebrated 30 years this July being a smart ass. Doc G got in touch with me in 2016 and said, Jared, we want to interview you on the DJ Danny show. I said, sure. So I got the interview, and within a week, he said, Jared, let's do a show. I said, I don't know, let me think about this. And I prayed about it. And I laughed because I said, I got in trouble every day of my life in school for talking. I got to do this. So I came aboard with Hamilton Radio, and 5 years later, I'm on 5 networks all over the world. I revised my book now to here, okay, in 2020. I'm in the International Hall of Fame for radio show hosts, Internet International, and now I'm a Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm saying all that to say this, guys. I could have been dead and should have been dead 30 years ago. Okay, drugs, I mean, you have no idea. I came from a great family. It was all self-imposed. Here's the cross I bear with addiction today. They won't let me speak. Okay, I've actually been told by many rooms that I can't speak because I will not say it's a disease. You're powerless over it and you will have it forever. I'm a nutritional health coach now, recovery coach. I cured myself of 2 cancers over 25 years ago, completely natural food, plant-based, vegan diet, all organic. Okay. I fast. I'm a certified faster, water fasting, juice fasting. I can help everybody out there. I want to say this before I close. You see this book here? I revised it for one reason. I revised it when I learned something I didn't know when I wrote my first one, that they're keeping us addicts. Okay. They're absolutely keeping us addicts, and that's in there. So we are not powerless, not over anything. It is not a disease. It is a dis-ease of the brain cells while using that can be absolutely cured 100% in 1 year. Okay. So I want to say this to everybody out there. We have to really start looking at addiction differently. And until that happens, people are just going to continue to die. Less than 10% of the people that go to these meetings and in these rooms are healed. Less than 10%. Okay. Just this month alone, almost 24 people have passed away. And my cousin's son was one of them, 29 years old. So God is on my side because I get messages all day long. Jerry, thank you. I got your book. My son read it. He's doing great. All I care about is helping people not lose their lives and family members. And if we fall into this garbage and this crap and these lies that you are powerless, you will die. Okay. We are not powerless, not over anything. So that's my thing here, guys. Okay. So all my services to everybody and anybody out there is free. Anybody struggling with any sickness, any disease, anything, addiction, I'm here to help you. So you can reach out to me. Okay. I'm on 5 networks.
Say the networks, Jerry. Say all the radio stations you're on.
Okay. I'm on Hamilton Radio, of course. I'm on ONE, which is an umbrella for Beverly Nation and Damon Looks and Damon. I'm on Remember Then Radio, and I still have some dealings with PANJ Radio, and I do my own thing, the Jerry Petito Show as well. And I'm up to now over 8 million listeners worldwide. So if anybody out there knows anyone that's struggling, my services are free. And again, even if it's cancer, anything. Okay. I was about 100 pounds. I was dying. And here I am today. I'm 60 years old now. 30 years later, I haven't been on one medication in 30 years. Nothing. Okay. So God is good. So I'm here. If anyone needs my help, my services are free. There you go.
touching story, right? I mean, listen to these stories, right? You just gotta love it. Prince, you go next. Sorry, I got you. I caught you off guard.
Okay, I was
I want to bring
enthralled.
you up after listening to that story.
Okay, I have different things going on here. First of all, Renee, where do you live in Southern California?
I'm in the city of Orange in Orange County. And it's funny, I was like, I know him. I mean, I know you.
Because I was going to say, because I work with, do you know Robbie Motter?
Yes.
And all of, yeah, well, I'm with all those people there too. I've done every event she's ever produced almost.
Oh my gosh.
So I figured that we had some connection there. Also, I wanted to tell Kat, I think that she should get involved in this organization too. It's for female entrepreneurs and executives. That would be something, because it's a huge networking organization that they do a lot of events. Okay, David. Yeah, it went right onto my head. Butch, did he ever get his house finished inside? I haven't talked to him for a while. Have you seen his house? He bought a house that looks like the Munster house.
Oh, you're probably talking about the
Butch,
one in
about
Waxahachie.
Yeah, the one he bought that looked like like the Adams. He bought it and he was going to redo the whole house inside. Butch.
The only one I know of that looks like the Munster house is
Not the Munster. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, he's got some friends in Waxahachie, Texas, outside of Dallas, and they actually did build a replica of the Munster's house.
Well, he bought this old mansion that he was going to restore, and it was it had that look. So I haven't talked to him in a couple of years.
He hasn't mentioned it at all. So
okay.
I bet you the COVID put everything on hold. I mean,
probably.
But now luckily Butch is still working.
Oh,
he's still doing the con stuff and the
right. Oh no, I see him all the time on Facebook and stuff everywhere. He was at one the other day with the Scream Queen. I forget her name. I know her too from all the horror films.
Elvira?
No. She's a blonde and she's known for screaming. I can't remember her name.
I'll have to ask him on that.
Okay. Well, and then Nori, are you still there?
Nori, there?
Okay, is she there? Because I love that, because I'm with Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, and I work with people like Michael Beckwith, and I'm with Dr. Sharon Stroud and all. So we have an awesome connection there also. And that's why I'm a reverend also with Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. Okay, now. Okay, let's go through all my titles. Should we do that? Okay. First of all, I am a prince. I was made a prince by the royal family of Schönberg-Lippe of Germany. That's why people think that's my first name, but that is actually my title, which I'm very honored to have that title. It opens a lot of doors. And also I am a reverend. I am a singer, an actor, a producer, a director, a humanitarian. I'm very honored in the city of Palm Springs. I received a star on the Palm Springs Walk of Stars for my humanitarian work and for all the stuff. I've done over 250 charity events for the city and helped build the Palm Springs Animal Shelter and everything. But that's beside the point. Okay. Basically, I'm a singer and actor. I just got back from Las Vegas to a sold out house. They're looking to put us in residency there. It's for the Trini Lopez tribute show that I am the opening act for now. And Las Vegas was hopping. I mean, it was packed. I mean, everybody, I was really surprised. I thought maybe with the second variant coming through, it was going to shut stuff down, but it didn't. It was going full blast. I actually today, I'm so excited. I forgot all about it till about an hour ago. Today was the worldwide release of my new song. It was on 150 stations around the world. It's called Why Can't Christmas Be Here Every Day? And it's in the new feature film, #Blessed, the movie, along with from Kool and the Gang, Sir Earl Toon. We are both featured on the soundtrack. And then also they're releasing my new single, Shine, which I was just invited to sing for the Chinese government and for the World Journal, which is the largest publication outside of China. And I'm doing that this month. And yesterday I was so excited. I got invited for the Indigenous Nations in Canada. And I was presented a new song that was written by Oscar-winning director Aaron Mann, and it's called "We Will Carry On." This is the next "You Raise Me Up." They are offering it to Josh Groban. I said, no, this is my song. This is my song, not Josh's. He's already had enough. He's already had enough. I'm sorry.
You have a voice.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so funny is because one of the songs I'm releasing is called "Find Your Voice." That's one of my new singles that'll be coming out. So when you and you know the picture you have on your book cover. I have almost the exact same cover. I'll have to show it. It's on my spiritual album, In His Presence. I mean, it was so funny when you showed that. I went, oh my God.
Okay. Would you please reach out to me?
Yes, definitely.
Holy
cow.
So
I have 2 movies coming out. One is called Team of 2, where I play detective, and the second one, like I said, is #blessed, where I have a cameo and I'm doing this new song in the film. So, God, what else am I doing? Oh, and I have a podcast, so check it out. It's called 6 Degrees of Secrets. It's on 150 platforms around the world. And I interview celebrities or people who knew celebrities very well. And I get them to tell stuff that the general public would not know about them, or I get them to tell secrets. So you know how, you kind of pet them and say, oh, you just tell me. No one else is going to know. So I have that show out right now. And I'm looking I'm here to connect with everybody else. I think my purpose tonight was to connect with Nori and Renee, and we already connected with Kat. I see she's
incredible.
On my Facebook page, I saw her make some emojis on my page recently. Didn't you? I think I saw you on there doing something. And I'm excited. Can you tell? And I'm kissing 70. I don't tell everybody that.
Get out of here.
I don't tell people that.
No way.
No.
And
I 30.
And I climb still. And if you go on and see from my show in Vegas, I'm hanging from balconies and I'm climbing. Yep.
What's your secret? How do you stay so young?
I don't really tell people that, but since people were telling their age, I thought they're going to really crap their pants when they find out how old I am.
Wow. I'm 60.
You
I
look
60,
like you're
but
30.
Yeah,
Thank
do not
you.
look like you're
God
70.
was very
bless
kind.
you.
My mother and father passed 4 years ago in their 90s, and they looked like they were in their 60s. So it's good genes. I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in Akron, Ohio. Also, Paul, I have something for you. My dear friend Cheryl Leader, she also has cerebral palsy, and she has 4 master degrees. And she is wheelchair bound, but she has 4 masters, and she's going after another one.
That's incredible.
And one more thing with my humanitarian work, I like to preach this all the time. I'm on the board of directors of the College of Adaptive Arts in Jose, California. And we have students who have mental and physical challenges, and they can go there and get a degree in acting, working behind the camera, dancing. So check out the College of Adaptive Arts also. And my goal is, I'm on the board, and I told them one day, my goal is to get them to the world stage so people know who they are, because they want to build campuses all over the world for those have challenges, so they can go to school and to get a degree. Because usually when you're having that challenge, by the time you're 22, the government pulls funding, they become housebound, they sit there and they become obese and they die early and stuff. So what we do, not everyone, but this happens quite often. And so what we do is offer them an opportunity to go to school, just like their other brothers and sisters, and give them. We have people in Hollywood. We have 3 of our students now. Jamie Brewer, who is on American Horror Story, and Blair something, and he's also acting in Hollywood. So I just always want to get that in there, because that's one of my passions. And I'm done.
That's incredible.
You can put it to bed.
Prince, you're not done. You're not done. You got to sing for us a little bit.
Yes.
Just
He's
a
Yeah.
little.
incredible.
Yes,
He's
please.
definitely incredible.
Oh my God.
Please and thank you.
Well, you were doing
My
it
face
with
is
Trini
red.
Lopez. You were doing
I'm,
Trini
yeah,
Lopez.
I'm sorry.
right?
Go ahead.
You were
I'm
doing
sorry.
a
Say it
tribute
again.
to Trini Lopez. in
Yes, the
Vegas.
Trini Lopez. Yeah, I'm working with Trini Lopez's business partner. They wrote over 800 songs in 5 years. And what he has done, this is his way of giving back. So we opened in Las Vegas on August 11th because last year at August 11th, Trini Lopez passed of COVID. And so that was our opening night, our tribute. So now we're going to Texas. We're actually here this month in Palm Springs, and then we're going to Atlantic City. And we've been
You're gonna be
asked to
out
do
here.
something.
You're gonna be out
I'm
here.
sorry.
You're going to be out
And then
here
we've been
where I
asked to
am.
do
It's
something. Yeah, we've been asked to do something at the Hollywood Bowl and also for the Raiders halftime show at the stadium in Las Vegas. So that's coming up in the future here.
I need to
No,
get
I'm
you
not
to
busy
promote
at all. I'm not busy at all.
Jerry and I
glad
will
that you're
come meet
here.
you. We'll definitely come meet you Atlantic City when you play.
I love that. But you know what?
Like
My thing
city.
is they call me the connector because if somebody has something over here and I know somebody needs something over here, I love to connect them. So I work with Debbie Garcia for Spirituality Gone
I love
Wild. And we
Debbie.
call
Debbie's a good
ourselves,
friend of mine too.
you know,
yeah.
Debbie?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
well,
call
yeah,
her.
that's
Well,
how I
we're the
met
cross.
you.
We started it. We started in the beginning of Karen Palmer, her, and then I came in next, and we call ourselves the cross pollinators. So that's what we pollinate and just kind of spread our pollen all over the place.
Incredible. That's incredible. That's incredible. I mean, just
I don't know why I'm red. I'm embarrassed. I don't like. You got me. I'll tell you at a good moment time because I don't like to talk about myself. But I just feel really enthusiastic tonight because I feel a connection with so many of these people here that I just came out of my shell.
And you're proud of it, and you should be. Oh, I want to welcome my wife from work, Sandy, book author, children's book author, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
Right. She's just joining us, but I want to go to Velvet.
Okay.
Velvet just came in. I don't know who Velvet is. Who are you, Velvet? Oh, that's Ruben, I bet. Is that Ruben? That's Ruben. That's my co-host.
Hey, Dina.
How you doing?
It's Velvet Jones. It's Velvet Jones, Eddie Murphy's character. It's Velvet Jones.
It's
Velvety, baby. Look at
incredible.
those teeth, man.
I knew it was him because I could see it in the background. He's the co-producer, of course, of Iron Horse Films, people, and I'm the co-owner of Iron Horse Films and Hamilton Radio. So we're a multimedia company doing everything around with everybody. So, but I want to bring Jimmy Aschenbrenner. Jimmy, you're from the Outsiders. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jimmy.
Hi and good evening, everyone. Yes, my name is Jimmy Ash. I'm sorry, I wasn't meaning to be rude. I was taking care of a very sick. I've got a very sick kitty here at our house, so I've been trying to help her out a little bit. Yeah, our Amber, she's a shelter cat, and we've had her for quite a while, and she's not doing so good. So I was trying to help her out, and very, very informative, very inspiring. Yes, my name is Jimmy Aschenbrenner. I am a member, the singer and the guitar player in a band called The Outsiders. The Outsiders, way back in the day, had a big hit called Time Won't Let Me. We are an extension of that. Our drummer is the original guy. We do have 2 singles right now that are doing actually fairly well on #1 music. The website, which my songwriter friend Roy August has suggested we become a part of. And we're, okay, we're #1 in the... We're #1 in Ohio. Okay, we're #3 in the United States. We're #4 globally. I just found that out today, so that's a blessing.
Nice.
We're pretty excited about that. I've been playing guitar and singing and songwriting for quite a while. I met Gene through. How the heck did I meet you, Gene? But I'm a big fan of Gene. I've been a fan of Hamilton Radio for quite a while, and it's just a blessing to be a part of all this and to hear some inspiring stories. And it just it makes me smile because that's all I hear is a whole bunch of perseverance and a whole lot of let's get it done and a lot of positive stuff. And Lord knows we need that. In regard to the Outsiders, we are playing, someone mentioned Akron. We're playing the Akron Civic Theater on November 18th, 19th. God be willing, if COVID doesn't kill that.
That's where I was born.
Cool. Oh yeah, we'll be at the Civ, and then the end of next March, we're on something called the Flower Power Cruise, which it's been postponed twice because of COVID. So it's us and the Zombies and the Hollies, I think, are part of it. And let's see, and Felix Caballero of the Young Rascals. So it's pretty exciting stuff coming on. We're just praying for the best. We're praying for everybody's good health and better fortune, especially these poor folks with the the storms. My heart goes out to all of you. I wish we could just rise above all this and help them through everything. But that's all we can be is their friends and their neighbors and just keep saying prayers. But honored to be a part of this, guys. Thanks so much. And I'll turn it back to you, Gene. Thank you.
Well, I wanted to ask Jimmy, have you ever played the Akron Civic Theater before?
Yes, we did.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh, yes, it is. We were there with the Circle. Let's see, the Circle. I'm sorry, I have brain gas. The Ohio Express and the Music Explosion, all of us being Ohio bands. And what a great venue. As a matter of fact, the November show, past members of the Ohio Express and also the Music Explosion are going to be on the show with us. So looking forward to a couple nights of fun and a little bit of rock and roll. And we're very blessed that the new material is doing well. The single that's doing so well, Gene's played it. It's called "I've Got a Heart Too."
Love it. It's a great song.
And thank you, Gene. I'm honored, and we are humbled that you do play it. And we certainly hope that people enjoy it. And if you happen to buy it on CD, they make good coasters if you're tired of it. So there you go. So
yeah, I was born in Akron, so I've appeared many times at the Akron Civic Theater. If people don't know, it was built in the 1920s.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's one of those old theaters like that with all the gold gilding, and the ceiling has clouds that move over top of you. So it looks like the clouds are actually moving over you, and one of those big pipe organs that come up out of the floor.
Yeah.
They used to play silent films there. It's an incredible play. I think there's only 5 left in the whole country, and that's one of them.
Yes, and within the last year, they've done some major renovation. If you have a chance, everyone, have a look at AkronCivic.com, and they have some of the renovation and such. We are so excited to be part of it. It's like a brand new theater. It's old school, but it's still new. Excuse me. It's just very, very, it's cool. So we're praying for the best, and we're hoping everybody comes out of this, and we'll get there, guys. We just have to remain patient, and with God's help, we'll get through all of it. So, so good to see everybody. Thank you. I'm going to shut off my big mouth now.
No, you're good, Jimmy. We love you, brother. You're an awesome guy, and
I love you, man.
Your music is, I'm telling you, their new music is just like it's outsiders. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you. I was pretty close to Sonny and also Tom King, who were the original Outsiders guys, and I got to know those guys pretty well. And it's just paying homage to what they did, and you were blessed enough that people really enjoy it, and people get it, and it's just we're praying for more bookings. We have signed an exclusive management deal with Flashback Management out of Florida, and Wayne Honeycutt's been great, and he's working it and hoping for opportunity and have a chance to see everybody and sing the new material and play some old stuff and just kind of hang out. So thanks so much for the time, guys. God bless you, Gene.
Very cool. We love you. You're awesome, Jimmy. I want to go to my friend Suzanne too. Suzanne, she's also a DJ. You're a DJ and also a comedian, right? And you got stuff going on. Suzanne, introduce yourself. Tell us what you got doing.
Hi. Yeah, I am a radio DJ and a stand-up comic. I do some voiceover work. Yeah, not a lot of shows going on with COVID right now, but radio. I did just meet Butch Patrick a couple months.
You can make it happen worse.
I'm sorry?
I don't know if somebody's got something going on. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Funny, Butch Patrick was just at our radio station advertising something with us a couple months ago. So yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting him as well. And your dog is so cute. Dave. Just have to say that. Just loving your talk. Yeah. So yeah, and I've done some voiceover work as well. My most interesting voiceover work. I just want to throw this out there because it was for an infomercial that wound up on the Ellen DeGeneres show for an entire week. Because they were making fun of it, which is awesome because it was for a product called My Shiny Hiney, which and what they did to describe was hilarious, but it's actually my voiceover. They brought on the girl who twirled around in the video, but they didn't bring on the voiceover girl, so it was a little disappointing. But yeah, that was probably the most interesting voice work I've done. And yeah, stand-up comedy and WJRZ and our sister station Magic 98.3. I work on both of those. So, and it's great to be here. And I think you're all awesome. I just have to say that there's just so much talent and so much just inspiration in this Zoom tonight. I just wanted to say that. So thank you all.
Absolutely. And we welcome you. Thank you for coming as well. I appreciate it. Always you coming as whenever you come. Kenneth Michaels, go ahead, buddy. Tell us about yourself. You did a Beatles show. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been in radio for around 40 years now. I have a background as a producer. I used to produce syndicated radio shows for the ABC radio networks, a program called Flashback, which was a really big show on classic rock stations that aired on well over 200 radio stations. But I've done a lot of work as a DJ. I've done a number of different formats, adult contemporary, album-oriented rock. But the one thing that's been steady with me my whole career has been programs on the Beatles. I started doing them in March of 1982. There's hardly been a week since then that I haven't done a Beatles show. Last year, I made it to 2,000 radio shows on the Beatles in my career. We have a syndicated radio show called Every Little Thing, which Hamilton Radio airs on Friday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's on 50 radio stations right now. I also I am a co-host for 2 different talk show podcasts on the Beatles that's heard on iTunes and shown on YouTube and lots of other platforms. I have my own YouTube channel, which is interviewing people about the Beatles. That could be musicians, friends of the Beatles, podcasters, authors, and that's called Ken Michaels Radio. I have a website, kenmichaelsradio.com. So I'm very busy, doing Beatle work. The one thing I wish I would have would be advertisers for my show. So I'm on.
We all want that.
So I don't know if you're still there, Corey, but I don't know if you could help me in that direction. Yeah, so that's about it. That's what keeps me busy, doing all this work on the Beatles. And there's never a dull moment from day to day. There's always something I have to do. And it's great hanging out with you guys. The only thing better would be if we were physically together.
Someday it'll happen.
Yeah.
And you're up in New York. Did you get where you're at? Did you get hit with that storm?
I'm in Connecticut.
Oh,
but
Connecticut.
I got a little bit of water in the basement, but nothing.
Oh,
nothing. Yeah, thank God. I know that there are beach areas near me where it was really flooding a lot, but not in the house.
Very, very good. And Corey, by the way, your wife, how's she doing? Kenneth?
Oh, my wife?
Yeah,
She's
remember
doing
your
okay. Yeah, she had breast cancer surgery back in June. Oh, you talking to me?
I'm talking to you, but I want Jerry to hear you because she's
okay.
cured cancer.
Yeah, she had breast cancer surgery back in June. She had a mastectomy. It was cancer that returned after a 14-year absence, and she's doing fine. She's cancer-free right now, but it took her a while to get used to the surgery. And she's a trooper. She's doing fine, but she has a lot of respiratory problems. So, she was stuck in the house because of COVID for a year and 3 months. We had to be extra careful because she can easily get pneumonia, so I had to be so careful. I had to go out of the house and do all the shopping for her and work as well. So on top of a year and 3 months of staying home, then the cancer came back. So she's still been in the house for the last few months for the most part. She hasn't gone out that much, but she's doing okay. Thanks for asking.
Oh, you're welcome. No, because I know Jerry cures cancer and she's done it many, many times for a
I
lot of
just
people.
want to say one thing. This is really important, okay? And everyone listen to this, because cancer cannot survive. It cannot survive in an alkaline environment, and they won't tell you that, okay? Anyone who has cancer, their body is acidic. So reach out to me if you want. I'll email you and never bother you after that. I'll email you a bunch of information on that and foods and all that. Once you can get your body alkaline, the cancer is gone. I don't care if it's in your bones, the cancer is gone. So keep that in mind, okay?
Okay, thank you.
They won't tell you that either.
That's true. That's very true. And we believe what she says because she's proven it many times. Corey, did you want to comment what Kenneth said?
Yeah, definitely reach out, can help out. 10-4.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Kenneth,
I
all
did-
these stories that we're hearing, Corey, excuse me, all these stories that you're hearing, they're very inspiring, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel honored to be here. Just a very good mood and feeling across this whole session. So great stuff.
Well, Corey and I are going to work on Hamilton Radio. We're going to get that set up, and then we're going to start working on then we're going to start working on the new TV show that we're doing. Some of you are here are on that show because we're starting the second show. When is it, John?
That is scheduled for September 22nd. And the grand jury is what it's called. And what we do in a very small nutshell is we are presented with cases that the object is to determine, should it go to a court trial or not? You know, we're not finding guilt or innocence. We're just making sure of its validity to go to trial. And we did our first one on the 13th of August. It was a marathon because it was our first get together, and it was good though. It was good. And every month or so for about 90 minutes, we're going to gather and be presented with the case, with the facts, and the grand jury, jurors, as it were, we'll get together just like this, like we're doing right now, you know, in a Zoom chat, Zoom meeting, Zoom group, and come to a decision. Good stuff. It's basically, how do you want to say it? Shilling for the little guy. You know, you ever been that person who just, you know what's what, and nobody will hear you. We're giving an opportunity to be reheard. That's the bottom line.
And that's what I love about it, the interaction of everybody and the feelings you get. I mean, it's exactly what John said. It's almost like what we're doing right now. It's just that you're hearing the stories and they just like, you don't know what to do. You're just like so aggravated and frustrated, and at the same time, you have the power to change it. That's the amazing thing. You have the power to change it. And that's the part that really, and we need alternates, right, John? We got two doors that dropped out.
We've got an alternate pool, but you know, the other thing of it is once we begin going on a groove here, after the first 8, 10, 12 of these are packaged together and presented to a network of sorts, we're gonna need people for the second season, and that may be later this year, probably first up next year. But you figure we're already in September, so it's coming quickly. But yeah, and the beauty part of it was, especially this first time in, again, without getting into details because that's kind of a no-no, but we were able, after we all deliberated, we were able, just oddly enough, to connect with and meet the person with whom we were efforting on, I guess you could say, and to say that they were very, very overcome with just a lot of emotion that they were going to get at least a chance to be heard again. You know what? It made the 3 hours very worthwhile. Very worthwhile. Nobody beefed, griped, groused, or complained that let's go, I got things to do. Nobody. Because it was, you want to talk about worthwhile work, kids. This very well. It has been already, and it should be going forward. So, you know, if you're at all interested, You see my name. That's what it appears like on Facebook. Look me up, shoot me an email, and we'll talk about the alternate list, the sub list, so to speak, or the next season list, or all of the above. Good stuff, folks. Really good stuff. Different too. Interactive and affectual. That's the thing. It's not some reality stuff that's been scripted. We don't know what the thing is until we got told. And
John, Gene, I would love to have a future Zoom meeting like this and be able to talk to David Hasselhoff.
Okay.
Because I was so inspired by his show, Night Rider, in the 80s, that the theme, one man can make a difference. I
sir.
wanted to bring that slogan to life. And that is exactly what we are doing. Each one of
Exactly
us
what we're doing,
is
Paul.
bringing that slogan to life.
well, let's take it offline, Paul, and see what the possibilities are. Fair enough.
I wrote a thank you note to David Hasselhoff. I didn't tell my family because I thought they would laugh at me. And I got an actual response back.
I don't think that's
David published my thank you note in his autobiography.
That's a good thing.
The only fan letter from a fan in his book, and he wanted to call me. I said no. I did not have a cochlear implant at the time, so I was afraid that I would not be able to hear him on the phone. But I think this is a perfect time for him to come and be able to thank him so much. And
again, let's take it offline, Paul. We'll talk about it and see how we can we can do what we can do, if we can do, and when we can do. Fair enough.
All right, fair enough.
Good. What else, Gino?
John, tell us a little bit about yourself so everybody knows who you are, what you're doing.
Well, clearly you just kind of found out through the side door that I'm one of the co-producers lately. The 102 Things I Have to Do. I'm one of the co-producers of that show we're doing called The Grand Jury. I have been involved in radio in one way, shape, manner, or form, or announcing, or I'm announcing since I was in high school, but radio since about 1982. Gene and I do some other things as well. We do an interview program, speaking, as Gene did earlier, of Jimmy Waldo of New England and of Alcatraz, with 2 Z's, by the way. We do a program right now called Doc G and John T Present. And we just had Jimmy on the program earlier this week, Jimmy Waldo. So we do that. I'm also just recently, as in within the last week and a half, 2 weeks, involved with an organization called Comstar Network. It's a radio-oriented organization that works with stations to increase revenue through telephonic sales, telesales, because people, and having done that for many years, radio and electronic media sales, right now, the desirability for business people to have the likes of me and my compadres just walking in, they don't want that like they did. There's a lot of people back when everything was non-virusy that still didn't want it, and they want it even less now. Oh, a Jeremy sales guy from the radio station. So we have a mechanism whereby we work directly with management of radio stations, sales management and general management specifically, to up their revenue by 15, 20, 25%. And that's new revenue, that's found money, that's working with businesses that don't typically use our medium in one way, shape, manner, or form. In a small to small medium market, there's 10 to 50,000 businesses. And typically, if you've got 10 salespeople, 100 accounts apiece, that's only 1,000 accounts. What about the other 9,000 if it's a small market, or 39 or 49,000 if it's a small medium market? These are the folks that we work with, or have the stations work with. We give them the mechanism and they make it sizzle. It's brand new. It's a whole new, from the bottom up, that we're building this on a new foundation. And it's going to be imperative to get that word out, to bang that drum. So Cory, I don't know if this is something that lights your light, but if so, I don't know, maybe something to run up the pole and see how it flies. At any rate, that's a little bit about me. Announcing, voiceovers, impersonations. I'm sorry Roger Silver wasn't here tonight because I was all ready to do his voice. Hello, Roger Silver from Rancid City, South Dakota.
I want to say something to Dr. Paul real quick. You are an incredible inspiration.
Agreed.
Great, thank you. I like other people to inspire me.
Well,
So
we need people. We need people like you to inspire us. My daughter, I have 2 grandchildren. My granddaughter's 6 and my grandson is 20. Thank God they're very healthy. But my daughter has recently become a stepmom to 6 other children, all with special needs. And all they want is love. And I look at you and I'm just like so grateful that, you said what God has done for you was a gift. And I love you for saying that because you're right. So I just want to thank you.
Thank you, Chip.
Yeah, and again, not for nothing, Dr. Paul, I mean, good ideas, and ideas will work. We're just stuff will not. So, I mean it when we say, let's take this offline so we can really peel this onion apart and get down to some layers and see what might be doable.
Yeah, that goes for people, all you guys. I mean, at Prince, a lot of people. Anybody that we can help, as far as if they got a new album, new music, we need voiceovers, we need music for the show. We're going to need a lot of voiceovers as well, different advertising sponsors. Anybody that you can bring to this community idea bank, whatever you want to call it, is going to help and enhance every one of our careers, because one career touches many. That's true. It's like a branch of a tree, right? Every tree touches another tree. Every branch has limbs on it, and of course they all have flowers. So it's incredible to have you all assembled here and work together. But it's even more incredible as to where we're going to be, where we're going to go from this. Don't you all agree?
Absolutely.
100%, Gino. 100%.
Absolutely.
And I think Cory will help us. And Kat, you're an incredible person, but I mean, if everybody lived close to me, I would, have dinner with you tomorrow. But it's not that way. But we're a global community now. We have a lot more people that we can bring on and help. David's got people. I've got people. John's got people, and we all have fan bases. So we got to get to each fan base and say, listen, if you had a good time, if you enjoyed this tonight, please tell everybody so they can see. John knows this, I'm working on another Zoom meeting for celebrities that can't make it on Thursday night. I've already got a confirmation from many of them saying, I can't do Thursday night, but I can do Wednesday night. Oh, you can? Well, then there you go. So I'm working on that. That's another option that we're going to have to build the two, because what our idea is to start with one show a month, then to go to 2 shows a month, and then maybe 1 every week. And then what we're going to do is everybody that's assembled together, Prince needs an audience. Well, we have listeners in Vegas. We have listeners in California. You guys got friends. You got Facebook. So how do you get more promotion going? Get Cory out there to start promoting us everywhere, and then bring all the things in together. That's the idea.
Well, and here too, Gene, we've talked about this with the group previously and, amongst ourselves. The beauty part of this, or the most beauty part of this kind of gathering, is that right now I'm looking at 16. We had 22, 23, 24 earlier, but I'm looking at 12.5 folks right now who can all act, react, interact, and counteract with each other. Okay. Number 1 and number 4, right now, there might not be a big symbiosis, but number 1 and number 7, opportunities knocking. And, get those respective pieces of contact information and collaborate. I call this a collaborative collective, a true creative, collaborative collective. Okay. A little heavy on the C's, but so what? It's a true collective, collaborative initiative. It just, they're already, we've only been doing this since February, and already, the teaming up, the partnering up, the collectivism has been very, very great. So that's the bottom line, at least to me.
Right. It's all commitment, but again, guys, if you missed the show, it's not a big deal. I could send you the links when it's done. Right now, YouTube is actually blocking everything that we do. And I don't understand why. So if you have your own YouTube channel and I send it to you, put it up on YouTube because you're part of it, don't let them block us. Hamilton Radio is one entity, but there's many other entities we can go. We're working on another Roku channel with another company that's supposed to be here, Marcus, that runs a thing, and I'll be in another show with him as well. And we need music for that. We need things for these production companies. So this goes far and beyond of what we're just doing here. We have a lot of different places to go here. Sandy, you want to say anything?
Hey, Gino, why is YouTube blocking you?
YouTube is blocking us because copyright with music. All the hosts that we have shows, some don't use their own music. So the copyright becomes a strike. Copyright claim, then a strike, and then they strike you and they strike you. And if you don't see it, that's why they're blocking us now. Yeah, even their own music, they're blocking. Randy, who was on earlier, me and her did that show, It's All in Your Head, about mental health and stuff. And she brought up a little, a page on YouTube that was somebody else owned it. So they claimed copyright on it right away. So they blocked the video. Well, I said, we're using it for production and we're using it for helping other people. And then the guy took the claim off. But it's always, you got to challenge and do these things. And when they do that, they strike you. So what we need to do is we have to find other formats, other places to be where they're not going to strike us. So these networks I'm talking about, where this TV show will be, is not a Roku channel. It's a complete network. You guys have to understand, this is like a TV network, a real TV network.
And each one of us is a team.
Right.
Play team. There's no I in teamwork.
And everybody knows it's a musician here that royalties they're going up. They're charging more and more people more money. A lot of radio stations are actually not able to handle it. So they're getting out of the business. That's what makes it's even harder for an independent artist to play their music, because if there's no venues or no places to play, what are you going to do? How are people going to hear you? It's simply incredible. The more venues that close because they don't want to pay the artists. And I'm not saying that, I don't want to get in an argument that, artists do want to be heard, but they should get compensated for being there and playing something. They're taking time out of their day to do what they're supposed to do. And they say, oh, well, we can't fill anybody in the seats, so we're just not going to pay you. That's an old argument. It's hard, but if you want the bands, see, my band from New Zealand and Australia right now, we're supposed to be here. I don't know why they're not here, but
well, because it's 3:30 in the morning where they're living right now.
Oh yeah, that's he said that he didn't mind doing that, but that's okay. All I'm saying is we're trying to book them a tour right now.
Right.
And we're working on getting something going with a local campground.
Oh, in Australia, it's only like 12:30 in the afternoon.
But they're not in Australia, they're in Cape Town, Africa.
They're in Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh.
No, they're from Australia, but they had to go there and then they can't get back.
That's different, baby.
Yeah. It's 3:35 in the morning over there.
It's really crazy what's happening to them. They have so much music and so much love. And they did a song about autism because his granddaughter has autism, and they do songs about bullying, Dr. Paul. They do songs about abuse. So they're they're directing all their talent to all the different things that bother them. You know, liberation, I think Liberation Day is about liberating yourself, you know, and taking on the world type of thing, you know, being yourself, being your one body and creating that one or manifesting that life that you always wanted. That's the whole, yeah, that's the whole clue to what we're trying to do. We're saying, okay, you're going to do this, they're going to do that, but we got each other. We got support right here.
Right.
Jerry has a show. Me and John have a show. We don't have a problem putting anybody on our show. You know, we did Doogie White last week, the week before. We've got Ruta Lee, hopefully coming back up soon. And a lot of great people. We did, Prince, you were there when we did Connie Francis. So, right?
Yep. And Ruta, consider your ass kissed.
Really?
I know Ruta very well. That's her
Ruta's
new book
awesome.
out.
Well, we were all set to interview her, but she didn't know how to use StreamYard.
They were having some, they had it going, but there was something burping out on their end. There was
okay.
a technical glitch, and you know what, rather than, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know what, let's double back when the gods of technology smile upon us.
I'll just say this. She's a very, very sweet lady.
Well, she
she
seemed
is.
exceedingly nice. I mean, she, you know, people, you know how people are. Prince, they could have gotten all bent out of shape. This is ridiculous. We're not doing this again. Goodbye. Boom. No, she was just as charming and as lovely as can be.
She just
And-
rolls with it and goes with the flow.
Hey, you know, she had her little dog friend, you know, on her arm. You'd say, hey, look at that little guy. Hey. So we're gonna get back. We're gonna visit with Ruta again, and boy, it's you know, it'll be great. It'll be a nice time. I'm almost 100% guaranteed of that, just based upon the little experience we had.
Well, John, just like Dr. Paul said, but everybody here is their own inspiration and our inspiration too.
It's the
I don't want
bottom
anybody
line.
to think they're less of anything because you are. You're all part of what you're doing and you're all part of what we're doing. So if you can come here, be part of this once in a while or even once a month, you're always welcome. Always welcome.
Absolutely.
We're all a thread on that towel.
Yes.
That's right.
Now,
Jerry will like this. Jerry will like this. I don't drink alcohol. I walk like I'm drunk anyway. But the thing is that I love iced tea. I love unsweetened iced tea. I drink it all the time. I fresh brew it at home. It's my go-to drink. I hate alcohol. I hate it. I've always hated it.
There you go.
I only drink it once a year on New Year's Eve to go to sleep upstairs. All right. I gotta get going, but it's great being inspired by every one of you, Renee, Suzanne.
Dr.
David,
Paul, are you on Facebook?
Prince,
Wait, are you on
John,
Facebook? Is he on
Jean,
Facebook?
Jerry.
I think you're on Facebook. I got it on
Dr.
Facebook.
Paul, wait, are you on Facebook?
All right. Look on my website. I designed it myself. JustTheWayYouAre.com. My favorite Billy Joel song.
Oh, it's a great song.
But are you on Facebook?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm on Facebook too. Yeah.
Tell me, I want
Follow
to
me.
find you right now. What's your name on Facebook?
All right. Paul Stewart Wachansky. I wish I could friend myself.
Wachansky?
Feel
Such
free
a
to
good
add
name,
me.
man.
You know, I keep my profile so positive because my students are my friends too. So I can't have anything political. I can't have
neither.
anything religious.
Me neither.
You know, so it's only positive. It's
Spell
joy,
your last name
laughter.
for me. Spell your last name for me.
WICHANSKY. And we're going to try to get my cousin Rachel Platten.
Rachel
on the
Platten,
next
that's
one.
awesome. Yeah,
All right.
that's awesome, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
I
Thank
just
you.
sent you.
I'm
a
still trying to get my
text call.
cousin Debbie Gibson. I can't get Debbie Gibson. Flintz, do you know Debbie Gibson?
Billy Gibson.
I didn't know
Debbie
that was your
Gibson. Do
cousin.
you know Debbie Gibson?
Hey,
I haven't
Butch
heard
knows.
of him.
Butch
No.
is friends with Debbie.
All right.
Who is Butch?
I think so. Yeah.
Can you
Butch is
ask him
friends.
to try to get her? I'm a cousin and I can't get her.
I'll
I
see.
didn't
Butch-
know.
Perfect.
His
That's
telephone's probably got over 100 celebrities in it.
right. When I get off here, I'll add you as a friend. Feel free to add me as a friend.
Okay, there we go.
Everyone here.
Well, David, that's like Scotty Schwartz. He's a friend of us too.
Take care.
From the Christmas Story.
Oh,
And
yeah. Oh, okay.
You know Scotty, right?
I don't know him personally.
Oh, but you know who he is from the Christmas Story.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Scotty.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, he does a lot of the celebrities too. We were friends with him. He ate dinner. I think he ate like breakfast or dinner with us. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Paul. Go ahead, you can go. I won't hold you up.
Thank you.
I think, speaking of David Hasselhoff, he's friends with Butch. So,
Oh, he's friends
Oh,
with Butch.
great, great,
yeah.
great.
Hoff. I'd love
I
to
need
get
to
the
get-
Hoff in an interview.
I need to maybe get Butch to chime in when he's off one night.
When he's off
Absolutely.
one night, get him on here. I love that. I love to talk to him and share with him how inspiring he was to me. His character, Michael Knight, taught me to be a hero myself and to help others.
Oh,
And I never forgot that.
You
That's
are a
incredible.
hero.
And read my excerpt on my website. On my website, I have my letter to David Hasselhoff. It's right on my website, justthewayouare.com. All right. Take care,
Thank you.
everybody. I gotta go upstairs.
Take
Hold
care.
on
Thank
now.
you, Dr. Paul.
Take it easy.
Take care.
Incredible.
Keep smiling. It makes people wonder what you've been up to.
I love his attitude. People. I really love his attitude.
I love his attitude too. Rock on, brother. Rock on.
Such a good attitude.
Hey,
Great kid.
it isn't Hasselhoff like the Beatles over in Germany?
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta go.
Oh,
I
and
gotta
those
call,
videos
guys.
are
Okay, Jerry. Take care of
amazing.
my
See
Bye,
ya.
guys.
I'm here to
That's
tell you, if
awesome.
you haven't seen one of them videos of the music videos for the Hoff songs in Germany, you are missing out. It is amazing
Really?
how bad they are.
He's like
He's-
the William Shatner over there, or what?
He's like
my
Jerry
God.
Lewis. He's like Jerry Lewis is in France. You know, it's France. Jerry Lewis is a god. That's like Hasselhoff in Germany.
That's crazy. That's
Well.
absolutely crazy. So anybody else want to say anything? Do you have any ideas? I
I
mean,
do have a question. Did I hear you, David, earlier say that you knew Elvira?
I don't know her, but Butch knows her very well.
Does Butch need anybody killed, gotten rid of, anything like that? Because I'd love to have a chat with her.
I think his ex-wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have a chat with her.
isn't that incredible? Oh my God. Just incredible the people that other people know. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
World is small.
Yeah, I used to be friends with like Mario Lopez's little sister, and she was in our show. I lived in San Diego, and I had no idea who her brother was, but I remember thinking one day, she sure does look a lot like Mario Lopez on Saved by the Bell.
Hmm.
And sure enough,
I'll
that
be
was her
damned.
brother.
You were right. You
Yeah.
were right. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Dean,
Yeah.
I want to give you a big thank you for bringing us all together. I know I said it earlier, but I just want to make sure you really understand the amount of gratitude and love that I have for you and bringing these amazing souls together in this kind of a venue. And we're all, busy doing our own thing, yet you've managed to bring so many together from different parts of the country and probably some outside of the country. And you've got a vision and a dream, and you're including these amazing souls, and I'm blessed to be one of them and to be able to share my voice with all of you when I didn't think I'd ever have one again. So, and to be making a difference and to come and collaborate. Kat, definitely reach out. I already messaged you. France, I've been messaging you, and I have names written down. There's Jerry, I already sent you a message. Nori, I sent you a message. I'm just I'm an action taker, and we get off of these calls all motivated, and then we go back to our lives, and we're like, oh, and then it kind of fizzles like a firecracker, and it's like, oh no, and then we come together and we're all excited again, and then it's like, oh, we go back to our lives. But I think when we act in the moment and take advantage of this. I'm getting emotional for some reason, but take advantage of this, because this is really precious time. It's not a waste. It's you've taken your time to bring us together, and I think it's not for naught. And that's why I'm acting and I'm messaging people right now, because this is when things happen in the moment, and time is so precious. People are out there dying and COVID and this and that, and I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the here and now, because this is what we have here and now, and our time to share our voices with each other. So let's collaborate. Let's not lose this time or these moments that we are brought together. And, you know, yes, we'll do our own thing, but maybe we can help each other along the way in doing our thing, to help lift each other up in these moments and help each other with our business and whatever it is we need to do. And it's one person helping another, one voice sharing another. And this is how we help each other in what we're doing to accomplish our goals in life, sharing our voices. Don't be shy. We've got this time, we've got these moments. Let's stand up and help each other out. As we say on Clubhouse, this is Renee, and I am complete for now.
Oh, that is beautiful. That I couldn't say it any better than you did. That's beautiful. And you're right. We are brought together here for this reason. But again, I want to reiterate that you guys have to work together with us somehow, some way. You know, tell everybody about it. You know, put it on your Facebook page, put it on your website. You know, we're trying to bring more people that are movers and shakers. Some of them don't want to come on. Some of them do want to come on. Some of them, you know, I don't know if they were affected with the storm. And when I ask them to come on, some of them say yes, they will, and then we don't see them. So it's hit or miss. Either you're here or you're not. But again, if anybody misses it, don't worry about it. Life goes on. We have pets, we have animals, we have kids, we have mothers and fathers. Some of us do. And believe me, I'm more than understanding with that all the time. And we got projects going on, and we're working with other production companies that we can either work with you, use you, or be part of something. And I urge everybody here, if you could be part of that project that we're doing with John, with the TV show, that is going to be, you're going to be compensated for that. Once that's sold to the company, we are going to get paid. That's why we're doing it. We're doing it because we're making an impact, but we're also going to do it because we got extra money coming in. You know, and I'm a old marketer where I believe that, okay, I'm an entertainer, I'm this, I'm that, I'm like Prince, but at the same time, I want to be all these different things, and I want to have all these multiple streams of income coming in, you know, as long as I'm alive. And then of course, for my family when I'm dead, because nobody is going to take care of your family better than you. You know that, you know, when you're not here anymore, who will take care of them? That's what I always say. And I'm not selling insurance, but it's exactly what it is.
Governor Phil Murphy. No, that's not right.
Nothing better than passive income.
Nothing better than passive income. Look at some of the royalties, right? Look at the royalties you get. I mean, it's a few cents here and there, but you know, I'm working on some songs, I'm doing some writing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, like Prince, but at the same time, it all grows together. We all grow together. You can be on Wade's platform, you can be on John and I's show, you can be on Jerry's show, you might be on Suzanne. She's a comedian as well. By the way, I tried to get more comedians, Susan. Nobody really wanted to come.
I need to hook you up with John Peasy. Do you know him, Gino?
Yeah, we're friends with John Peasy, sure.
Yeah, John's great.
John's good. John's really good. I'm friends with a lot of the comedians. I almost have Paul Veneer here, and we all know who he is. I think John knows him. I know him.
Absolutely.
And Paul is an incredible, he's part of our show too. And he's an incredible musician, comedian. And
he's an actor. He's doing different shows in New York City. You know, that's the kind of folks, you know, along with all of us and whatever anybody else. I had and she's going to try to make it, Gino, and I apologize for in October. I've got a former colleague of mine. She lives in Delaware, and she's she's a creative writer. She's into like your wife Sandy. She's into a lot of the children's oriented writing and books and so forth. She sings. She's she's a Christian singer. She loves the Christian art and music. But I gotta tell you, as a younger guy, I'm like, yeah, Christian music, Schmistian music. She worked in the office next to mine, and I would hear some of these things sometimes, and I'm like, Becky, what is that? That's really cool. Oh, that's so and so. I'm like, that's that part of the part of the Christian music you like? And she's like, yes. I'm like, wow, that is, it's not what I expected. Put it that way. And she's very creative. She's done radio, she's done voice work, and again, the collaborative that this is all about, whether it's, somebody who we all know or know of, or, a nice gal from Seaford, Delaware. So it all works together, man. We bang this drum together. Boy, people are going to hear. People are going to hear.
Just remember too, you can beat any drum you want over on my platform. We have the apps, we have the web. If you've ever been censored or told to shut up or shut down by YouTube or Facebook, you're welcome here. Matter of fact, the more Facebook jail veterans we have, the better we are. So, I mean, as long as it's federally legal, you can pretty much get away with it.
See, and this is
one person off in 3 years.
This is the kind of thing, Wade. It's whether it's one thing or another, whether it's, so to speak, whether it's milk and cookies for all that everybody can enjoy, or if it's got an edge to it, that's so what?
We've got everything.
And there you have it, kids. No more calls. We've got our winner.
Yeah. I mean, we have people talk about all sorts of stuff. We set our stuff up like TV shows. So we have seasons, we have communities. We'll create communities for you. You can use the communities for just about whatever you want, as long as it's federally legal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't even care. We have a CBD community. No one really uses it in our communities, but anybody could if they wanted to.
Absolutely right.
I mean, as long as you're not selling drugs, I don't care what you talk about in there.
Mm-hmm. And there you go. Again, the collectivism.
We don't take your data. We don't scrape anything. Hell, I don't even want to know your real identity. I only ask the questions I got to legally know.
My name's Josh McGregor. No, and here again, Wade, that just hammers it home from the smoke and bacon perspective of it's a collaborative effort. It's a collectivistic initiative. It's just, all for one and one for all and three for five, let's go.
We're a true community. I guarantee you, anybody that comes in within 2 months, even if you use a completely fake name, which we don't care, most everybody does, within 2 months, someone or a bulk of people will know your real name, your family, your birth date, what you do, because we base our platform on community. So our interaction and our engagement compared to like Facebook and things like that is through the roof, because it's a community. Everybody knows each other. Everybody brings people in they trust. Everybody interacts. Whereas the old school way of thinking with social media is I need millions of followers and millions of people so I can hit 10% or 2% or 3% of my goal. Well, you don't need that with us because it's an actual community. Everybody helps each other out. We had one who got in an accident just recently, and we took care of all of that issue. The community took care of everything.
Wow.
So, I mean, the engagement in a community is so much different. It's a lot like this. Everybody backs each other up. Everybody helps each other. We're helping Misty, one of our users, Misty. She has an apothecary. She's created a monthly apothecary box, which is different than a subscription box. And we're hosting all of the back end for her to help her get started, just because she's a member of the community. So she takes these boxes, sends them out to the ladies. The ladies get their friends together, and once a month on live stream, they actually create the items together, like the face washes and the bombs and all that. And the goal is get your girls together, get drunk, have some fun, make some fun stuff. That's better than a subscription box just coming.
And vino is always keno.
Right. So, the community is so much different. So it's open to all of you guys. If you want to put something in there, I don't care. Let me know. If you get kicked out of somewhere, come on over. Show it. We have a community called Facebook Jail. If you get banned from Facebook, we want you to put why you got banned in that community.
Probably something stupid because that's what it usually is. But.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Brilliant.
So, but yeah, Corey, Prince, Pat, everybody, Suzanne, Kenneth, you guys I can create you communities in there for anything you want. You can bring all the people you want. So
how did they get there, Wayne? Tell them how to get there.
Drop the link in the web chat and just sign up. Let me know you signed up and I'll release the paywall for you. And then I'll give you a code so you make a percentage of all the people you bring in.
There you go.
Brilliant.
So, and that way we charge a membership specifically so we don't have to use advertisers and bow down to anybody else's demands. We can tell advertisers to screw off. So
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. So we're all looking for sponsors and stuff like that for whatever we're doing. So Cory definitely can help us. So reach out to Cory, guys.
I will.
And I know he's going to help Hamilton Radio because he helped a podcast in New York. I forgot what the stats were, but he did tell me that. And I'm like, oh, that's really awesome because that's what we've been looking for. He's like, because when I'm talking to him, he's like, yeah, you've been around 25 years. I said, yeah, 25 years. You made music for a lot of people for certain tributes. Yeah, we've done that. We did this. We did that. He's like, oh my God. He said, I got so much to write with. It's like, you don't have to think of anything. It's already there. All we have to do is apply it and put it in a digital magazine or whatever, and then just hopefully let it roll.
That's the bottom line, Gino. That's the bottom line.
Anybody have any questions about anything? Or like I was talking about the next month, I got hopefully this guy coming. I already met him. He's a magician, David. His name is Tom Urasitis. He's in Allentown, PA. He actually taught Chris Angel. So he says he's definitely going to be here on the next one for October. So if you want to come back, you're welcome to come back, depending on your tour or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him. I'm not sure who he is.
That's what he told me. I'm only going by what he said, but he was pretty funny.
What's his name?
Tom Urasitis. It's U or YURASITS. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I would tell him to change his name.
Well, with a name like that, you can't even say it.
I was going to say that's me.
Where's the stage name, the easy one?
Well,
sounds like a disease.
And he was also on Penn and Teller. He told me.
Sounds like an affliction. What's wrong with you? I got the urositis. Don't get too close.
I don't know.
Well, people ask me about my name. Who's that?
It's Velvet Jones in the Velvet Mobile.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I sneezed.
He's delivering food. That's all right. That's a second job he does. Go ahead, David.
Oh, but I was going to say, people ask me, is Merlin your real name? Because that's real cool. I said, well, actually, my middle name is Verlin with a V. And I used to hate that name in school, and I had to, my last name is Robinson, but there's a famous basketball player, David Robinson. So I had to figure out, what am I going to do? Because people Google David Robinson, and here's a 6'7" black guy. And not me. And so I just thought, I was watching the television show Merlin, and I thought, wait a minute. And I thought about my middle name, and I thought, well, that'll be easy for people to remember.
Yeah, it would.
So I just use it for stage,
That's incredible. How did you meet Eddie Butch Patrick?
I actually met him through John Peasy. John was doing a podcast, and he had Butch come on, I guess, about a year and a half ago. And we just became friends. And next thing you know, Butch calls me, because we need to collaborate and do some stuff together. And so we talk, several times a week. He called me just right before the show to wish me a happy birthday. And he's just a super nice guy. He's just one of the most down to earth, people you'd ever meet. Butch, I think, has been sober like 11 years. He said, he went through some rough years out there in Hollywood, but he's got his act together now. And he's actually, I think Butch is 68 or just turned 68. But he's still like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, he just wants to work and travel, and that's kind of how I am. So
when he was trying to reboot the Munsters, he wanted to play Grandpa, but they couldn't get it going.
That would have been awesome, like the Munsters 40 years later type deal.
Yeah.
Well, Rob Zombie had been wanting to make the Munsters for 20 years, and he finally talked Universal into letting him do it. And Rob's wife's going to be Lily Munster.
Wow.
And which she's in every single Rob Zombie film.
Of course she is.
And
Butch,
Butch,
you've seen her, you know why. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the Munsters still dead?
And Butch is supposed to be collaborating. He's doing something with the film. He can't really say what it is yet, but because I was asking him if he's going to have a cameo, and he's like, well, I don't know if I'll have a cameo, but I'm helping with something, but he can't say. So it's something top secret.
Maybe he will be Grandpa.
That would be so awesome.
I did see Rob had put out a photograph of the Grandpa's wig piece on like a mannequin head. But I know who the Herman is going to be, which he looks a lot like Fred Gwynn. But I'm not sure about the Grandpa part or Eddie or anything.
I'm surprised it's taken this long for this movie to come out, because the Addams Family had those very successful films.
Yeah.
There's another reboot. There's a new cartoon animated one coming out. I just saw the previews for it. So, I mean, they've rebooted this thing like 5 times, I think, already.
Yeah.
Family.
And the Munsters, I think it's going to go direct to streaming with NBC Peacock. I think.
Oh, wow.
I'd love to see it go to the movie theaters, but I don't know if that happened.
That is so cool. So cool. I mean,
I think
talking about-
Charlene Theron is going to be, was it Morticia in this new animated version of the Addams Family?
Now I do know that I guess her name is Cassandra. She played Elvira. She's going to be in the new Munster film, but I'm not sure what her part
Cassandra Peterson.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not sure what her part's going to be, but I heard she was going to be in it because she's friends with Rob. So, and then Rob and Butch had recently went on a little ride in the Munsters, and when they got the green light to make it, and they put it on, Rob put it on the Twitter of him and Butch riding around in the Munster coach.
Nice.
So cool. So cool.
Was it the original one?
No, I'm not sure who owns the original coach. Butch has got a remake of it with an exact replica, and his friend Tony in North Carolina's got a replica of the Dragula. And
wow.
And Butch sold him. Butch had a trailer built custom to put either the coach or the Dragula in, but the first 14 feet has a 2-compartment escape room, Munster escape room called Mockingbird Maze.
Wow.
So he had friend Tony takes that around to places. So.
That's nice. That's very cool.
Well, like I said, if you happen to run into Elvira, I will bury bodies to say hello to her.
I met her at Dragon Con one year. She's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know her personally. But I'm sure Butch could hook you up.
I'll bury bodies for him too. I mean, I don't care. There's a salt mine down the road. I guarantee you, we'll be okay.
But it's like Butch knows everybody. I guess because everybody wants to be friends with Eddie Munster. I don't know.
That's probably part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody knows who Eddie Munster is. You know, that anybody I'd say 40 years and up, they're going to know who Eddie Munster is.
It must have
I'm
been
so
hard for him to
excited.
find work as an actor because he was stereotyped.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks of him in that one role.
Yeah. Well, Butch actually played on. He was on I Dream of Jeannie as a guest star. He was on
He was in the
Bonanza.
He was in the Monkees, right?
He was on the Monkees Christmas special. He was on.
Yeah.
He was. Let's see, My Favorite Martian, The Real
Uh-huh.
McCoys, and then he had his own show on called Lidsville. It was
All right.
Yeah.
Aryan Cross.
Liddyville, not to be confused with Nitty Grittyville. It's the land of living hats. That's Lidsville.
You know, My Favorite Martian, even though that was a little before my time, that's actually really good. I like that show. It was decent. My Favorite Martian. I kind of like that show.
Yeah, that was a good Bill Bixby.
And
Ray
Walston.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm surprised they haven't remade that one.
Yeah, I was thinking that's actually a good, decent film. You know, I think they can even make it into a movie actually, because the way it's set, it can actually be a film.
Yeah.
If done right and have a great cast and written in respect to the show, I think actually be pretty decent. Because they're always going on like different adventures, and Uncle Martin's always getting Tim in trouble on everything. Or Tim's always experimenting with his projects and ends up in a different world, or an animal, or disappeared.
Yeah.
Tim, you shouldn't have touched that because the molecular.
Incredible.
I heard the new Ghostbusters is going to be really good.
I'm so excited for that too. I'm sorry to say it. I'm fanboying over that one.
Yeah. I heard just through channels that it's really well done. That everybody's going to be pleased with it. They're like original Ghostbusters. It's almost like the woman Ghostbusters thing doesn't exist. It's like this is part 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had to do something after that horrible attempt at the last Ghostbusters. I mean, that was horrid. All right. And it wasn't because the girls were playing it. It was horrid all the way around. The story, it was just bad. I mean, like if you could grab the original film and light it on fire, I would pay someone to do it.
Yeah, it was terribly written. I mean, it didn't work. It did not work. But they said this one, you're really going to be pleasantly surprised. And they got all the people back in, Bill Murray and everybody's coming back. Ernie Hudson, all those guys.
Nice.
Except for, of course, the one that passed away, Egon. What's his name?
Harold Ramis.
Yeah, Harold Ramis. Yeah. But
because he directed the first ones as well.
Yeah. With CG, they could actually bring him back as a ghost in this one. So
yeah, they could.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Yeah, he was part of the Second City TV, I believe, too. When it was the SCTV with John Candy, Eugene Levy, and all them other guys. They were just as good as the Saturday Night Live guys, I think, even sometimes better.
Oh yeah.
So what do you do on your time off, Dave, when you're not performing or something? What do you do? Do you get new tricks together? Do you?
I'm constantly building new stuff and creating new things. I'm working on this hypnosis thing right now for stage. It's going to be really cool. And I just finished a thing with this ESP routine that's brand new. And also this new thing for the ghost segment where I have, I act like I'm going to conjure a ghost on stage. And I have one of these like ghost lights. So they put in a theater on the stage.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be turning it off where it's like complete darkness on, or off, on, off. When it comes on one time, then there's a ghost right behind the woman sitting in the chair. And then it goes back out and then she's gone again. Just like, boom.
Wow.
It's just one of these startling effects that nobody's expecting,
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm always creating. So now it's just a matter of trying to, find a promoter or some agent that really wants to push what I'm doing. My ultimate goal is to maybe get my own theater somewhere. And it doesn't have to be Las Vegas. I mean, if it was Vegas, that'd be great. But I've looked at places like Savannah, Georgia, with all the ghost tours and everything. But I'm kind of open. It's just a matter of finding a person with vision that can, help me get
Wow,
in.
that's exactly what I wanted to do.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I said that's exactly what I wanted to do. I want to have a theater. I always wanted a theater.
Yeah, I think all entertainers, that's their ultimate goal, where they can just be in one place and don't have to travel. And I don't even want to
Right.
care. I don't really care if it's a big showroom. If it seats 100, 150 people, I like that intimate thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I want my show to be where it's funny, it's scary, amazing. It's kind of a conglomeration.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. And then right before COVID, I had shot one video of some of the new stuff, but it's like once it hit, I couldn't get out there and put the other stuff on video. So that's one thing I want to do in early 2022. But everybody they can go on my website if you want to, on davidmerlin.com, and I've got some videos up if you want to see what I do.
Hey, folks, I'm going to slide on out. I've got a few things I got to do before I hit the rack tonight. This has been outstanding, as always. Looking forward to the next get together, guys. Small G, non-sexist, just so we know.
Good night, John.
Take care, John.
See you, everybody. All right.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yes, thank you. You too. Everybody enjoy. Be safe.
Enjoy, John. See you
Later.
soon.
Bye.
Yeah.
So anybody else want to leave?
Annabelle?
What's that?
You went and saw Annabelle, David?
I'm friends with Tony Spira, that's married to Judy Warren of the Warren family.
Tell them how you really feel about it, Wade.
Yeah. So I was up in Connecticut, and Tony said, "Hey, come by." And so I went over to Monroe, Connecticut, and he took me into the artifacts room, and got to go in there and get next to Annabelle. And me and a Vegas promoter were trying to talk Tony into taking the doll out on a tour, with my show, because the promoter's saying, Tony, people will pay $50 a piece to take their picture next to this doll. And Tony doesn't want to take it out of the museum, or he doesn't want to take it far from the museum.
I just saw my first
There's
Annabelle
a reason
movie.
for that. Yeah.
Make a copy of it. Leave that one there and take another one.
Right? I'm gonna head out.
Clorox bottle. How hard is it to do?
I'm gonna head out. I have a dinner engagement. So everybody have a
Thank you,
wonderful night. Take care. God bless till we meet each other again.
Thank you, brother. Take care.
See you, Prince.
Take care.
Bye.
Hi, Prince. I'm gonna head out too, but thank you, Jean, for this amazing Zoom and getting to meet everybody. Are you gonna share this on the Hamilton Radio Facebook?
It should be on there, yeah. I'm
Okay,
gonna put it on there, yeah.
Maybe everybody can share their link on there so that okay, cool.
I'm gonna get out of here too, Dean.
And
I'm gonna head out too. Guys.
And Kat, Prince.
Thanks for everybody coming. Cory, thanks for coming. David, thanks for being here. Suzanne, Kenneth,
thanks.
Renee,
Good
Kat,
to see all of you.
and Velvet.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Thank you.
Good night, David.
Guys.
Good night, John boy.
Take care.
Good night, Renee.
Stay in touch.
Bye.
Bye.
The part of David
See you,
Merlin
Gene.
played by.
Thank you, David. Bye-bye. So long, guys. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This was great.